maybe to think of not necessarily the reasons that you want to quit, but the reasons why other people would want you to quit. So about the way that your friends and family think about it. So how if your health gets affected, how they feel about that, or how that would affect them.
Try and avoid being in places where people are smoking. I'm now an avid tea drinker because every time I feel stressed, I get up and go and make myself a cup of tea. I'm not trying to say replace it with something else, but for me the biggest thing was getting away from people who smoke. So if I was outside and people were having a cigarette, I'd try and go and do something else just while they're doing that.
Do it in expense, the weight of tobacco over a year, and you'll find that you're smoking maybe 50 kilos of tobacco and it's this long, it's metres and metres long. Work it out over a year and sometimes you might be able to just think, oh, this is crazy.
I think it's about finding something that you can really focus on. So for parents, the great thing is, the kids. I need to be around for the kids. And to have that one focus of why you're doing it rather than just the broad, it's bad for me, it's not enough.
My tip, I guess, for quitting smoking would be I literally stayed away from the people that I knew smoked, the people around me, and I just stayed away from those situations. During the time when I was vulnerable, I just didn't put myself in situations where I knew I would smoke easily.
I would say if someone's thinking of quitting, the best thing to do is to work out why you smoke and try and substitute it in a healthiest possible way. Whether if it's a habit thing and you need to do something with your hands, then substitute it with a healthy food. Have some carrots around every time you feel like reaching out, or have a bottle of water and every time you feel like a cigarette, have a sip of water instead.
Well, I think you've got to have the desire to stop. I think that's the first thing. You've got to have a motivation to do it. Otherwise you'll only be half-hearted. You've got to be really sincere about wanting to stop. I think you've got to have friends around you that will support you. Don't go offering you cigarettes and things like that. I think that's another plus.
So set yourself realistic, manageable goals. So start by just reducing your intake, and then gradually you'll appreciate the benefits of small reductions in the amount that you smoke per day, and reward yourself. So use that money on clothes or something else to calculate the savings. Savings is a huge one these days because smoking's expensive, so I think that's important too.